We are now live. Yay! And welcome to the Startup Stop. Questions from new entrepreneurs from around the world. Feel free to enter a question on the chat feature, or if you aren't watching us live, question in the video comment section, and we'll get to it for the next episode. Host Lily Ma in just a moment, but my name is Roger Pierce, and I'm honored to be here today for startup and small business questions, because that's what I'm all about. I am a startup expert, a small business expert. I've had 13 small businesses. I've never known a real job. I've always been self-employed. I've co-authored a startup book. And today my company, like an advertising agency, is called Pierce Content Marketing. And we create small business content that is sold to banks and brands in 8 different countries around the world. I've personally helped thousands of startups through workshops, seminars, and training. So I've got a pretty good sense about what entrepreneurs face during those first early years. And if you're an Evan Carmichael fan like me, you'll want to know what my one word is, and my one word is start. But my lovely co-host, Lily Ma, is the one you really want to see. She's an entrepreneur, coach, and a public speaker. Lily, would you tell us more about your life?
Amazing. Well, first of all, I'm feeling festive, so I have my Christmas sweater on. I'm feeling in the Christmas spirit today. So a couple of things about me. I love entrepreneurs. I have helped hundreds of entrepreneurs with their business and life. Part of the process that I go through is finding their one word, which is what you heard Roger just say right now. My one word is extraordinary. And after I figured out what my one word is, I realized that I couldn't live an extraordinary life working for someone else, which is what kind of drove me to start my own business. And it has been many ups and many downs, and I'm still learning a lot. And while in the process, I'm helping other entrepreneurs as well. So I think that's where Roger and I really click there, because we both love entrepreneurs.
We definitely have that in common, but you have a much better taste in sweaters.
Well, I don't know if you want to call this a good taste. I mean, it's festive. It's festive. That's it.
We should also mention that we will not be broadcasting next week because it's the Christmas break, and we'll be picking up it again in the new year.
Nice. All right. Okay, well, we're going to get right into these questions. Roger, are you ready?
I am. I'm excited.
Okay, awesome. So the first question comes from Jeff. He says, entrepreneurship is something I want to pursue on the side because I work full-time. I would love to sit with entrepreneurs and see how they became so successful, but I'm afraid of doing cold calls. How can I still connect with these people?
Great question. Thank you so much, Lily, and Jeff for sending it in. I really like your idea about learning from successful entrepreneurs. That is the mark of intelligence. You know what you don't know, and you know enough to reach out and talk to people who perhaps have been through this process before and can make your process a little bit easier. The first thing I'm going to do, of course, is recommend you read our good friend Evan Carmichael's new book, which is on this very subject, Top 10 Rules for Success, featuring some of the world's uber entrepreneurs and business leaders. I just got my copy on Amazon, so you can find it there as well, too. Top 10 Rules for Success by Evan Carmichael. So once you've read that book, and by the way, Evan suggests reading a page a day because that way you can let the advice from others soak in. Good mentoring tip. Once you've done that, or while you're doing that, I would suggest you do a couple of things, Jeff. I would search for local small business groups on meetup.com. Meetup is a great platform. It connects people who have shared interests and hobbies, and there's a robust small business community. Lots of different categories of small business owners on Meetup. And if you're in a sizable city or town, chances are there's a local chapter meeting about small business in your area. So I would go and connect with folks there, check out their next event and attend. You might also sign up for a free Chamber of Commerce event in your city or town. In some places they're called Board of Trade. Go and network and meet people, shake hands, collect information, you might just find someone you want to have a further conversation with because they have the kind of success that you want to emulate. Other than that, you could also approach a local business person who you admire. Sometimes we see stories in the local paper or magazines or online, and you say to yourself, that's the guy or the girl, I want to be just like them. I really admire their business success. And you'd be surprised how often a direct approach will work. It's a bit nerve-wracking, but you find out their mailing address, or you find out their email address or LinkedIn profile, and you reach out. You say, look, I'm starting up a business. I really admire what you've done. Would you mind if I ask you a few questions? And maybe it just starts as an email exchange, and then you work your way up to actually having a phone call or even a cup of coffee or a lunch. Jeff, I think your long-term goal should be to get yourself a mentor. As we talked about at the beginning of your question, a mentor is someone who is willing to meet with you on a regular basis, who's committed to helping you grow your business by answering your questions and sharing their own expertise and experience. So your long-term goal is to find a mentor. And once you do that, you're going to knock down a lot of barriers, because mentoring is such a popular tool. And it's not just for startups. Some of the world's most successful people, billionaires, still have their own mentors and coaches. So it's something you want to get in the habit of doing throughout your business development. Mm-hmm. Lily, this is right up your alley. What are your thoughts on this?
I think you touched upon everything. What I really love about you, Roger, is that your advice is so tactical and practical, because I think it's amazing to have the vision and the mission, and there's a lot of reason why you want to do certain things. But I think a lot of people are paralyzed with the steps. They don't know what to do next. They know that it's a good idea to go find someone who's more successful than them, but they don't know how. So I just want to acknowledge you for that, for the amount of really practical great advice. And I'm learning while you're speaking as well. On your note about mentors, of course, I think mentors are amazing. I have a mentor myself. Evan is my mentor. I meet with him every week to go over my business, but as well as, some of the personal things that I'm going through. So it's both. It's both. And I'm also a mentor of other people. I think it's absolutely important to have some sort of guidance in your life, whether if it's someone you can meet monthly, weekly, something that you could do on a regular basis would be amazing.
Good advice. And you're right. You can't get much better a mentor than Evan Carmichael.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. But he knows it. He knows it. Okay, second question from Kian. What beliefs, habits, and or behavior has positively impacted your life?
Wow, what a question. Thank you so much, Kian. Mm-hmm. Well, let's just think about that. Success as an entrepreneur depends on so many items and so many traits. Discipline, I think, is an important one. I still struggle with that all the time. Discipline in getting to work because no one's forcing you to. Getting your task list done, the discipline to do things you don't necessarily want to do, like filing your taxes or perhaps writing up a proposal. Whatever you don't like to do, trust me, you're going to have to get through it, and that's where the discipline comes in. Hand in hand with that is perseverance, never giving up. Evan's book is chock full of examples of superstar entrepreneurs who just didn't give up. They persisted, they persevered, they punched through any walls that they had, and that is such an intangible trait, but it's such a common ingredient to small business and business success. Just keep going, finding a way around your obstacles. I know that's easier to say than do, but back to the answers about question number one, a mentor can help you keep going and to persevere by supporting you through any challenges and giving you inspiration to not quit. I'm biased, Kian, when it comes to entrepreneurship. I think there is no better career choice. I think people will have a better life self-employed. You've got freedom, flexibility, unlimited income potential, chance to apply your passion, etc. So, I think you've got to believe in what you're doing, is what I'm trying to say, and that you are on a better path. And that's a core belief that's going to pull you through any obstacle you might face along your way. And the last thing I'll say is just do it. I get very upset, although I understand it, when I see entrepreneurs overthinking their new business. Some of them for years. Oh, one day I'm going to start. One day I'm going to start. Just do it. Just start it. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be the way it is in 5 years, the way it is today. Things change over a business, lots of pivots along the way. But just get going, right? Just jump in and start on one piece of the idea to get the ball rolling. I think that's a key element of success. And Lily, I'm sure you'll agree too that you can't think about a business forever. You've got to just get going.
Yeah. I love raising the urgency in doing something that you really want to do. Recently, I introduced a thing called the 24-hour mission to all my coaching clients, because exactly to combat what you were just saying, we have a lot of amazing ideas. We have these great visions, amazing things that could better the world. However, we're overanalyzing things. We're suffering from analysis paralysis. I think that's the term that people use a lot. And I raise the urgency as you have to do it in 24 hours. Mind you, I'm not saying that you have to start your business within 24 hours, but start taking steps, actionable steps towards starting something. And I agree. Because more people need to share their ideas. If they have ideas within them that could change the world, you need to share it. This is important for us to continue on as human beings and as a planet. Now I'm getting really visionary and deep here. But I think too many people let these things paralyze them. And a lot of it could be fear, not believing in themselves. And it makes me very upset to know that people don't start because they don't believe in themselves. So
I really like your 24-hour, what'd you call it? 24-hour mission. Tell me more about that. How does that work?
So in every coaching session that I do, myself and the client, we come up with an actionable step that they can take towards their bigger mission. So for example, if their mission is to start a cosmetic company, okay, I want to start a cosmetic company. I believe in this. Okay, so what is something that you can do actionable in the next 24 hours that's going to help you get there? Maybe it's making that first phone call towards a mentor that they want to work with, or maybe it's writing the first page of your business plan, just something that is achievable within 24 hours, but still challenging enough though to kind of stretch their comfort zone.
I like it. That is such a great tactical solution, right?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm learning from you.
Well, not at all, but just to break through that procrastination that we all suffer from, right? Just give me one little piece to start on.
Yeah. And then as soon as you start, a lot of them, what has happened is as soon as they start and they build the confidence to know that they can actually achieve something, they just keep going with it. And that's what I noticed too.
No wonder people come to you for coaching.
Yeah. Not just from my wonderful sweaters.
It's not just the sweaters.
Exactly. All right, Roger. Next question. Okay, number 3. Oh, this is a good one. I'm so curious to find out your advice. Should I start 2 businesses at once? I can't choose between 2 ideas. Number 1, a makeup business, makeup and wardrobe styling, and number 2, personal development coach. What's your view on that? I'm so curious.
Wow, personal development coach or makeup and styling?
Yes.
I'm going to switch it back to you, Lily, because personal development coach, this is more your bailiwick than mine. Can you start with an answer to this one?
Sure. I think what Patricia, not Jennifer, is the next one. What Patricia is going through is she has multi-passions and she doesn't know which one to pursue. So should she pursue one business or 2? I think they're kind of related in a sense. I feel like personal development could mean a lot of things. Personal development could be like developing yourself from the inside, and the makeup and the wardrobe styling is kind of on the outside. It can kind of work together. My concern with people who are starting 2 businesses at the same time is there are going to be consequences in everything that you do. If you're focused on too many things, you might not do anything that well. But then the consequence of focusing on only on one thing could mean that you might get bored easily. So it's both. But I would try to find a way to integrate both of them instead of starting two businesses at the same time.
I couldn't have said it any better. About 20 years ago now, I had a small office in another city, and I had count them, 5 businesses I was building at the same time. And looking back, I didn't do any of them well. I had a small team of 6 or 7 employees. People were misdirected. I wasn't giving them enough attention. They were confused. Some of them worked for one company, some of them worked for another, but we all worked in the same office space. It was not a good thing to do. But I'm a Gemini, so we like to dip our hands into lots of different activities and get lots of ideas going at once. So I fight that still today, Patricia, is do one thing and do it well, like Lily just said. I would say go for the business that you think will start generating cash fast and easily. So the one that has the low-hanging fruit, as they say. And that's going to come from doing a little bit of market research, seeing how fierce the competition is, looking at the sales cycle. So for example, let's say it's the coaching business. Maybe you can start to sign up customers right away. All you have to do is get a website up. If that's the case, then I would start with that one. Because as Lily said, it's easier for you to introduce the other business down the road. So if you end up with 50 customers on one business, you can start to say, hey, look, we're expanding. Here's this other complementary business. Would you like to take a look?
I like that too.
Excuse me.
I do. I really like that because you could easily, yeah, that is such a good idea. I was thinking of combining both of them, but it's also good to introduce a new business down the line. So it's not completely starting from scratch. Nice. All right, Roger. Okay, so we have number 4, the last question from Jennifer. So Jennifer writes, I'm currently working full-time and have a side business. I'm starting to make a little bit of money. When is it a good time for me to quit my day job and focus only on my business?
The siren song of the part-time business luring you away from the well-paying full-time job. It's a question that a lot of people have, Jennifer, for sure. Congratulations, because I think you've done a very responsible and mature thing. You've decided to start your business while keeping your day job. A lot of folks don't do that. They jump in, they get very excited, they see big dollar signs, and they quit their job. And guess what? The business takes 2 or 3 years to get going, or doesn't get going at all. And meanwhile, the career path has passed them by. So you've done the right thing by painfully doing 2 things at once, keeping your job and starting a business. And the right time to jump ship is a pretty simple one. It's when your business can afford to replace your salary or your wage. So it's got to be a business that's making, let's say you're earning $60,000 a year now. The business probably has to make $120,000 in order to pay you a salary of $60,000. So it's not just revenue, it's going to have to be the business's ability to pay you an equivalent salary. And that might mean sticking to this dual platform for a couple of years while your business builds up that kind of cash flow and that kind of revenue. I think too, it also depends on your personal situation. Jennifer, are you the sole earner in your household? Is there someone else in the household who has an income? Can they sustain you for a while if you decide to quit earlier and get the business going? Do you have any dependents like children or parents living in the home? These are questions that only you can answer. I don't have all the details. So really, I would like to see you talk with a personal financial advisor or an accountant even, who could know your personal financial situation and look at some of the business numbers and give you a professional opinion about when is the right time to make that switch.
Yeah, that's a really good point in understanding what that number is. I don't think a lot of people do. So that's good advice in sitting down with someone who has a financial expertise to help you out. So revenue is very different from the take-home salary.
Oh, absolutely. Revenue doesn't really tell the full story.
Mhm.
One thing I will suggest, though, too, it just came to me, Lily, sorry, is while you have the job, Jennifer, go out and sign up for a line of credit and a good credit card. Because banks will more likely give you a line of credit and a credit card or even a loan while you have a source of dependable income. When you're self-employed and a new business owner, guess what? The banks won't be as willing to give you a line of credit and a credit card. So I'm not saying you need to use those items just yet, but have them, because in business you might need to lean on some extra sources of cash for a little while. Be nice to have those instruments in place just in case you need them.
I like it. I like it. Again, with the practical advice, Roger.
That's what I'm here for. That's a really good question. Really good question. So looking at our clock, Lily, any other thoughts on any of the above questions, or should we go right into the startup stop minute?
I'm very, very interested in the startup stop minute.
More than it warrants. Well, just something new we're going to try on this episode, and I'll get into it, and then hopefully, Lily, you can add your comments and thoughts on the subject matter as well. So in thinking about entrepreneurship this week and reading a lot of stuff online, I do a lot of reading online, always looking at latest businesses and seeing what's happening in the world of startups. It occurs to me that a lot of people are under the misconception that you need to do it all yourself. You need to build your business completely from scratch, when in fact, our modern economy, you don't have to do it that way. Building all the moving parts in your business can be overwhelming, but everything, and I repeat, every aspect of your business can be obtained from a third party. So what do we mean by that? A bookkeeper can keep the records for your business. A search engine optimization expert or service can drive website traffic for your business. You don't have to learn the mechanics of search engine optimization. You can get someone to do that for you, probably on a fairly reasonable price basis. An online lender can finance your business rather than you going around and begging and borrowing for money. You can set up an online retail store using a service like Shopify instead of programming your own. You know, very interesting. On that note, I was reading about Jack Ma, the billionaire founder of Alibaba.com, world's largest e-commerce platform. And when he was starting out, he outsourced website programming to suppliers in the US, right? So he didn't build it all himself. He didn't hire people directly. He outsourced a major component of Alibaba to vendors. And that's what I'm trying to say entrepreneurs today should look at. Uber, the Uber app is comprised of many different apps together, Google Maps and payment apps and contact manager. So really, all these solutions are out there today that should make it easier for you to hobble together your business. There are HR suppliers, there are payroll suppliers, there are apps that can manage your mailing list like MailChimp or Constant Contact. Embrace these things. Don't think you have to create all these moving parts yourself. I think if you look to the world at outsourcing and freelancers and vendors and part-timers and strategic partners or joint venture partners, your business is going to come together much, much faster. It's really expensive and time-consuming to set up all these different pieces of your business yourself. And I think it's a waste of your energy because all these services are available to you already. So in closing, don't try to recreate the wheel. Instead, find people or services or suppliers that can give you what you need because they're already doing it, and they can help you get your business rolling. So that's the startup stop minute. Lily, what are your thoughts?
I love it. So recently I grew my team. So I do have an assistant now.
Yay.
And that goes in line with what you're talking about. A lot of my time was spent doing a lot of emails and administrative duties, which is something that I don't love doing and I'm not great at either. I knew that was a shortfall. However, I needed to build up enough business to be able to pay someone. So as soon as I was able to pay an assistant, I went ahead and I hired someone to work on my team, because all this time that I was spending writing emails, following up, doing outreach, all of that, it's taking time away from me actually doing high leverage things that could help my business grow. So I'm really excited. So we're in line when it comes to that. You don't have to do everything alone. There are lots of people that could help you out. And Roger mentioned a bunch of wonderful sources that you can use. There's tons of freelancers. The system that I use was Upwork. There's lots of freelancers out there that love to work from home. You could connect with them, and you could find anybody. You could find graphic designers there. You could find assistants. You could find practically any kind of job that you want to fill.
Absolutely. You can find the people you need, but you can also find the applications or the programs or the plugins, so to speak, out there that already exist. Right? So why bother developing your own set of books using Excel when there are great things like Sage software available in the marketplace to already to plug into your business, you see? So really, we're in a very exciting time, because between the freelancers and the independent people and the suppliers, Upwork solutions that you mentioned, Lily, there's all these great tools available for entrepreneurs out there to really get the job done quickly.
I love it. I know we're right at our half an hour mark. There is one question that came through in the live chat. Can we ask that question? So it's from Emmanuel. Emmanuel Garcia came back on our chat. He's asking, how do you guys manage your time to be more productive? Thanks.
Good question, Emmanuel. Thank you, and thanks for joining us and watching us. I am a diehard addict, whatever you want to call it, in terms of tasks and lists. I work in Microsoft Office online. Got sick and tired of the desktop version, so it's all online, business premium package. So I'm a big believer in the task function. And I sync it through Microsoft Exchange with my phone. So if one is deleted on my computer, I can see the update on my phone. Everything's in harmony. And I will very, very carefully plot out my weekly tasks and then filter those down into daily tasks. And the rule of thumb with tasks is three items. What are the three things, excuse me, you want to achieve today? What's going to make you happy to go home? Is it sending off that email to a new client or a new prospect? Is it writing that proposal? Is it doing a YouTube chat with Lily? What are the three things you want to accomplish, you must accomplish today, that are part of your weekly task list? Another thing I would suggest too is, once you put it in your tasks, you've got to do it. There's where the discipline and the perseverance we talked about earlier, Lily, comes in. So it's too easy, of course, just to click, click, click and move a task from Tuesday to next Wednesday. Well, that's kind of cheating, because that means you didn't plan your time very well. I know things do come up in business and you have to be a bit flexible. However, the secret is to be able to plan for those unforeseens and to allow enough buffer time around your tasks to handle the inevitable distractions and new things that come along while still getting your core objectives done. So tell yourself, I must complete all three of these things or whatever on my task list today. I cannot move them. And that's going to make you take extra care in putting them in there in the first place. So you're not going to commit to tasks that you don't feel you can do, because you know you've made a self-rule not to move them or change them.
Yes. I love it, Roger. I live and die with my calendar. If I didn't have my calendar, I wouldn't really know what I'm supposed to do that day. So I plan it ahead. And every single month I actually change. I audit my calendar to make sure I'm spending time in the right places. But once it's on, it's on. Like, I will not do anything else. And I understand emergencies happen, but rarely it does. Like, once in a blue moon, maybe something happens that you have to tend to, but I just focus on the tasks that I need to do. So very similar to you.
Very good question. Thank you so much, Emmanuel.
Yes, thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you for joining us. Okay. All right, Roger, I think that's it.
I think that's it. What a great way to end the year.
Are we now meeting next week?
Well, I don't think you want to see me on Boxing Day, so
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, amazing way to wrap up the new year. And I think in 2018, we're going to have lots of fabulous questions because I think a lot of people are making goals that they want to accomplish in the new year. So I'm excited. I'm excited what's going to come.
I am too. It's been a great 2017 and wonderful to start to work with you, Lily. I look forward to answering a lot more entrepreneur questions with you in 2018.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for watching.